New virtual technical sessions for MBCA. So there's a group of us meeting behind closed doors in MBCA that is trying to launch a new program to bring some value back into the club. And this program is basically a virtual technical session program. What it's going to consist of is a video every 2 weeks by one of our Brain Trust members. And by the way, if you do a lot of your own repairs in your car, you can join the Brain Trust. That's just our nickname for this group of people that's going to be hosting tech sessions and providing information for club members. Now, here are some of the things that we're probably going to have to do. First of all, we're going to make this a members-only format thing. Why? Well, because we want a really good, high-quality platform to host our material, so we're looking at doing it through Vimeo. It's going to be MBCA members only. So basically, for $55 a year, you're going to be able to access this service. I'm thinking about having a pay-per-view of these as well, if I can get it approved. But right now, you know, the plan is just sort of in phase one, which is a lot of discussion. I have become very attached to this idea because I feel that the MBCA needs to bring some value back into the memberships, particularly right now around COVID-19, which has turned out to be a fantastically creative time for many of us, myself included. And what I'd like to see from these tech sessions is a lot of in-depth discussion on how to maintain and repair stuff on the cars, so that we can get people from outside of the MBCA to see value in them, instead of people from inside of the MBCA. We've basically figured out by now that MBCA membership has been split off into two camps. People who are willing to tolerate mediocrity because they feel an allegiance to the club, and people who have limited technical interest in their cars. The first group that has thick skin and tolerates the lack of technical information, especially the lack of 21st century style delivery, is a very patient group, and my hat goes off to all of you for sticking with it. Recently, we've had to do a few budget revisions within the MBCA. I mean, I don't think that the club is necessarily going anywhere, but we definitely have to rethink our program. And I think that one of the things that really frustrated me for the longest time was the fact that the club had $40,000 for a national board meeting last year, but this year doesn't have the money to necessarily launch this program, this platform quickly and easily. Now, there are some reasons behind this. It's not necessarily the MBCA's fault. For a long time, we had some helper money from MBUSA, which is great. I mean, we sell a lot of cars to them, and we sell a lot of parts for them too. A lot of parts. Lots of parts. And what ended up happening was MBUSA came out with a blanket policy where they're no longer doing anything fun. They have basically cut their fun budget down to nothing. Now, what does this mean for people like you and I? Not much, but if you're depending on MBUSA to show up at an event like Amelia Island or Pebble Beach, that's not going to happen. These people have completely pulled the plug on anything fun, exciting, anything enthusiast related. The accountants at MBUSA have no soul, and one of the organizations that really suffered because of this was MBCA. Now, I understand that this is a tough time for MBUSA. They're basically building a bunch of new cars that nobody wants. We're having a hard time selling cars during COVID because, you know, why would you want to buy a new Mercedes when you just lost your job? Um, Also, I think that a lot of people are starting to realize that there's not much of a difference between a new Mercedes and, say, a new Toyota, you know, apart from the branding and maybe some parts and stuff. So, yeah, MBUSA has taken a hit, and they're going to have to rethink their product line. And by the way, if you're from MBUSA and you're watching this, nobody wants your stupid electric cars. We all want cars with engines. Um, but the good news about this is it's forced us at MBCA to rethink our strategy, and one of these things is going to be adding value and targeting do-it-yourselfers more. So if you're an MBCA member, I encourage you to contact your section president and let them know that you want and support this initiative. And if you're not an MBCA member, you know, stay tuned in our channel because we're going to announce the tech sessions from here. And consider joining. I mean, these are going to be like hour-long sessions with great information. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all of our Patreon supporters. We really appreciate you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and tap the bell for notifications so you can see our next video. And please enjoy driving your Mercedes-Benz and learning about how it works. And if you're an MBCA member, thank you for sticking with it. We will be back with another exciting video about the MBCA in the near future.